Hey guys, it's Black Slice back again after. Well, it's actually been a few days actually, but the last time that you guys have heard my voice and my opinion on Kingdom Hearts has been a while. So today I'm gonna give you guys a little bit on how I feel about Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind, what's there and what's lacking, and if I find anything else, I'll add it on a little later. But for now, let's get started with what's missing in Kingdom Hearts 3, even after ReMind. So, in my opinion, the biggest thing that I actually hated was that we didn't get to see the world in the other character's perspective. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep was probably the last game we actually got to see this in. Where in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, we literally have a story in every single world, and each of these stories are directly linked to Terra, Ven, and Aqua. So you go to one world and it's like, Terra did this. And then Ventus is able to react like, no, I don't believe that. And then Aqua's also like, we don't believe that. We get to see what's happening in these worlds from each of the characters' perspectives, and what the other characters, how they have affected the world after they've left. And in Kingdom Hearts 3, even after ReMind, we never get this. The most we get in Kingdom Hearts 3 is Sora's the main character. Let's see what Sora's doing. Now, granted, in the Kili Graveyard, we did get that scene where we got to see what Aqua was seeing, which was, I think, a very beautiful scene. Where, if you guys watched my last video why Kingdom Hearts 3 sucks, one of them reasons is Aqua being very disappointing. And in this case, we get to see what she saw. She drops her Keyblade because she sees a whole bunch of anti-Aquas flying around. And that's just a very beautiful moment where you realize she didn't give up because it's too much for her. No, she gave up because it was the darkness that she was facing. It is her, what she had to be. And, you know, I just think that portion was done well. But we didn't get to see what happened to her after the war, because after years on end of her being inside of that, inside of the realm of darkness, she finally comes out. But what happens? Nothing happens. She goes straight into war. We don't get to see her relax. All we get to see is, oh yeah, no, she's back, fighting the Keyblade War. And then the next thing we see is her, Ventus, and Aqua doing the funeral for the Master, and after that, they're going straight back to the realm, what we believe is the realm of darkness. That's what you see at the end of at the beginning of the secret ending, or the end of the secret ending, because everyone's trying their best to find Sora. Another thing that was actually very disappointing in terms of character perspective was Riku. We literally get to play as Riku, which is great, but I felt really stupid because after I finally managed to beat the 13 data battles, I decided, okay, perfect, this is my moment, let me try walking outside of Merlin's door. To my disappointment, I couldn't even do that. You have no idea how pissed off I was, because what happens? You get to talk to all the Final Fantasy characters, and Riku, you get to play as him, but you're just walking around. You don't actually get to fight as him, you don't get to go to the different worlds, and you don't even get to see what he saw during his time in the Realm of Darkness. Sorry about the lighting. So, in my opinion, like, Kingdom Hearts 3 had a lot of chances, but this is just a really big missed opportunity in terms of seeing things from other characters' perspective. Riku, we could have been able to play as him, see what happens in Radiant Garden. I was about to call it Hollow Bastion, that's not the name anymore. We didn't even get to fight with them in the Realm of Darkness, and we don't even get to, you know, use them even as like a side character for more than one battle. Technically 2 battles, but it's really 1 battle against the replica Riku and Xigbar, aka Luciu. Other than that, you don't get to do much with Riku. And that's one of the biggest disappointment for him, especially after being able to play as him in 3D and Chain of Memories. You shouldn't just get to play as Riku in the side games. Riku should be a main component of the actual games. Now, who else is... You guys know where this is going. There's another character there that I am very disappointed with, and it's not Lee. Lee did very well. I know we didn't get to play as him, that's very disappointing, but I'm actually fine with that. The character that I'm most disappointed with is Kairi. And calm down. if you watched again my last video, I say that Kairi is disappointing because she didn't do anything. She gets kidnapped and then she dies, and then Sora has to save her, but we don't get to see anything from that. This is different. My disappointment in this case is that Kairi is training to become the beast that we used to fight the goat armor Xehanort. I like calling it goat armor, that sounds a lot cooler. Goat armor Xehanort. I wanted to see the training that she went through, her fighting Lee literally for however many days and months. Okay, that's another thing. We didn't even get to see like how time was flowing in that area, because if it's a hyperbolic time chamber like thing, she was probably in there for what was a year for her, because her body is still aging. Time is not stopping for her to, you know, in the realm that she was in, time is continuing in the same way that it would normally continue, but then in the real realm, the realm that Sora is in, time is going a lot slower for her. So when Sora swings, and what I see it as is like an actual hyperbolic time chamber for all of you Dragon Ball Z watchers, where she takes her Keyblade. If Sora takes his Keyblade and swings, Kairi went through an entire training session. That's how I see it. And we got to see none of that. That is my biggest disappointment, and I actually do wish that we got to see something from that. Other than that, just Aqua, Riku, and Kairi, those are my biggest disappointments. They elaborated a little bit more on Xion, but I feel like there's definitely something missing there. I don't know, but Roxas coming back makes more sense now, so I will leave that to them. But the character perspective that I wanted to see the most are Kairi, Riku, and Aqua, but we didn't just get enough of that, and that's a big missed opportunity. Yeah. So here's something that actually did kind of make me a little bit pissed off. It's Maleficent and Pete. If you remember back in the trailers that we originally got, Maleficent and Pete were shown to have like some role in the game, and all we get to see is, first of all, Maleficent and Pete are looking for the black box. Everyone knows that, even Lucian knows it at this point. He actually watches them look for the black box. And at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, we get to see them looking at the black box when the foretellers come. So, you know, Maleficent was actually a really big villain at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 1, you know? We only found out that she wasn't the main villain at the end when we get to see Ansem show up, and it's just, not even at the end, it was like in Howl Bastion, you get to find out that, hey, it's not Maleficent that's the big dog of this game, it's Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness. Yeah, so Maleficent should have had some bigger role. In Kingdom Hearts 2, she had some role. She came in every now and then, and she even saved Sora at some point. She actually looked pretty good in Kingdom Hearts 2. In this game, you get to see her once, going like, Pete, look for this, you useless fool, ha 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 ha, but whatever. But we don't get to see much from her other than that. So I think in the next game, not including Union Cross, because we got a little bit from her in Union Cross. Let me get to that in 1 second. But in the next game, we need to get more from Maleficent. It just can't be, the black box is there, I'm gonna try getting it, end of the game, she finds a way to get near the black box, but then she's killed off. That can't happen. There needs to be a little bit more with her. It just can't be one thing. Now, what I was saying about Union Cross. For those of you that don't know, and for those of you that don't plan on playing Union Cross, if you do plan on playing Union Cross, just skip to, I'll put the time mark on the bottom right. But for those of you that don't plan on playing Union Cross, essentially Maleficent ended up fighting the original version of Merlucia, which I believe is called Larium. They ended up fighting, and Maleficent is looking really good right now because Maleficent beat Larium. Maleficent also, I believe, managed to escape to the present time, which is through time with Sora. And I believe that's the moment in Kingdom Hearts 2 when the witches, I think they're the witches, the 3 witches remember her and she's able to come back to life. So in Union Cross, they're making Maleficent look a lot more better than she's looked in Kingdom Hearts 3. And if they think that having that in Union Cross compensates for not having much in Kingdom Hearts 3, I think that's just bad thinking, because not every Kingdom Hearts fan plays Union Cross, and they need to get some more of Maleficent into Kingdom Hearts 3. She just can't be another side character, and they need to understand this. And that is my disappointment with Maleficent. Let's go over is actually the black box. So again, you watched my last video on why Kingdom Hearts sucks. One of the reasons is the black box. We didn't get that further elaborated, and Kingdom Hearts 3 did exactly that. Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMind didn't even elaborate on it any further. All we know is that there's a black box, and it's an important black box, but we didn't get to see much from it. And that's just a really big gap of knowledge, and I feel like we should know more about it at this point. At least from the hype that we were getting from Kingdom Hearts 3 originally, and from the hype of ReMind. But we get nothing of it. All we get is a cutscene with the Master of Masters, and between his talk with young Xehanort, and that's actually it. We don't get to learn anything about the black box. So maybe I'm actually not too mad about this one, because we can find that out in the next game. If this was Kingdom Hearts 3 and it was ending on Kingdom Hearts 3, then that would be an issue. But because there's more games after Kingdom Hearts 3, this is not actually something that's I'm too pressed about. Especially because we have Union Cross. Union Cross will probably end up going over it at some point, so I'm not even going to complain about that one too much. But the black box is definitely something that should have been touched upon a little bit more than one appearance at the end, and we know that everyone's trying to go after it. So that's the black box. The next point that I wanted to go over is the data battles. And I know that's really weird to talk about the data battles in a video where I'm talking about the most disappointing aspects of Kingdom Hearts. But in this case, I have to bring them up because they were not disappointing completely. I actually enjoyed them thoroughly. But there were just some data battles that I felt like were lacking in terms of something that could have made them go above and beyond what they were. And these only to name a few of them, because I don't remember all of them exactly. It's been a while. To name a few, it would be young Xehanort, Marluxia. Oh, shoot. Give me a second. Xion and Master Xehanort. So, now, why am I bringing these data battles up? It's because the opening is the same. After you punish them, what happens after the punish is the same. Now, I'm working on Yuzora right now, and I'm struggling because after I punish him, the next move is not necessarily the same move. There's a change, there's a variety. And all I'm saying for these data battles is instead of them doing the same thing over and over again, making them extremely easy to beat, not extremely easy, but like, easier to beat. It might be better to just, have them open to do whatever is better for that situation. Because Yuzora, he reacted to what's better for the situation. The others, they just kind of react and they're like, oh, he hit me. Let me do what I did the last time, since there's no need to change anything here. Every other data battle was actually really good about this. Like, the Terranord battle. This one, took me a while because he never opened up the same. Essentially, one time he dashes at you, another time he shoots those dark barrage balls at you. I think it's just called Dark Barrage, I forget. It's been a while since I last played Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. But yeah, he throws that at you, and another move is he just teleports to you, holds his keyblade up, and you can't block all that attacks, because when the keyblade goes red, you go bye-bye. So, essentially, those first 4 fights that I mentioned, they didn't have that variety. The reaction is always the same to your combo. And if they had those variety, that would be better. Now, granted, I will give Master Xehanort a little bit of a pass here, because if you mess up and don't punish him at a specific moment, his reaction is not so obvious. So, for this, I'm going to talk about how he, after the first few attacks, he does the 4 dark balls, you block all those, and then you punish him, and then he decides to go into the, he changes this landscape into the landscape where when you originally fight him, he turns you into the rage form Sora, and then you have to like punish him. But no, in this case, it's different because you don't turn into rage form. He's basically barraging you with light, and I don't even know what to call the move, but it's like gears or some sharp blade that basically spins at you and comes and attacks you, and then when they explode, they could freeze you or they just blow you up. I believe when you're just in regular form, it freezes you, but when you're in a form like Blitz form, because I love using Blitz form, it blows you up. In this case, if you don't punish him at the right time, essentially he continues to attack until you actually get a punish off on him. So I'll give Master Xehanort a little bit of a pass there, but other than that, the battles are some of the battles are just too obvious and needed to be a little bit more varied. And if they were to able to do this with those data battles, maybe that would have been a lot harder. But just having the variety would also make the battles a little bit more fun, and it would give that game that. I know this is an addition, and I know these are secret bosses, but these secret bosses are very much, they deserve to be called the secret bosses because they will destroy you. And that's actually, if you guys don't agree with this one, please message, let me know. I'll let you know a little bit more, but that's my opinion on some of the data battles, not all. I'll do another video on why I love data battles. So that's actually it for today. I don't have anything more that I wanted to get to on why I did or didn't, what I didn't feel was there in Kingdom Hearts 3. And I'll definitely get to you guys, and I'll give you guys a little bit more on that a little bit later. But for sure, my next video is going to be why I like data battles and what the best data battle was for me, even though I said it in this video. I'll go into it in a little bit more detail, and hopefully you guys can give me your feedback. So for this video, let me know what you think about the data battles, whether you like them or not. Let me know what you feel about all the other points that I made, and if you have any other points that you want me to get to. And yeah, if you have any video recommendations that you want, even guides for beating some of these bosses, just go ahead and ask me. Personally, if you guys watch most of my videos, you know I don't use items. My only exception to using items was the Kyrie battle, because those meteors were, oh my gosh, I had to use potion, otherwise I would have died. But other than the Kyrie video, you guys know that I don't like to use potions or items too much. So if you want guides for that, let me know. And I'm working on a Yuzora video right now, so hopefully I'll finish that soon enough. But hey, if you like my content, please subscribe. Get some press on the notification bell so you can get my notifications. I will probably be posting a lot more this summer. My school has ended, so I'll give you guys a little bit more content. This video is actually being posted instead of the Yuzora video because I am struggling mightily on the Yuzora video. But let me know what you want, and I will be back in the next video. This is Black Slice signing out.